Hey yo, this is Dreadwin. Today, I picked up the Five Nights at Freddy's Jazwares Wave 1 set of the new FNAF figures by Jazwares. As Funko's no longer making them, so we have Jazwares now. And this is not the first time I've collected FNAF figures, but it's probably the first time I'm going to consistently collect FNAF figures. Like, I have a whole shelf set up and everything. Anyway, let's take a look at the figures. First of all, I want to take a look at the packaging, which is all the same, so I'm using Bonnie's as an example. You got the two gimmicks on the side, the jump scare action and glowing eyes. Got the name of the figure, got HUD from the game on the bottom, which is nice. The background of the box is the FNAF 2 office door. You got Freddy and Five Nights at Freddy's logo on the top. You got the back with the logos and stuff. All the wave, the toy you're getting on here with the gimmick on the back. Another Freddy and logo. And yeah, that's pretty much the box. It's not much, but it gets the job done. And, it looks pretty nice. Aesthetically at least, has game aesthetics all over it. It's a box, gets the job done. First, I'm going to look at Freddy, which looks really nice. All the figures look nice. They have a pretty good paint job on it. Black bow tie buttons, red cheeks, black nose, the top hat. None of these figures come with accessories though, which is a shame. Would have been nice to have his microphone or whatever. Articulation is pretty much the same on all of them. You got knees, feet bend. The wrists rotate and go back and forth. The elbows bend, but they don't swivel on mine. Like, look. It's probably my copy only, but the elbow arms don't swivel. But these figures aren't really meant for posing. Anyway, they're gimmick toys, you basically hit this lever on the back of each and every one of them, and this happens. What they call a jump scare pose. Or attack, action, whatever. But yeah, these are mostly used for gimmicks. So I guess they do make pretty fun fidget toys. Here's Chica, same deal. Same articulation. And the jump scare action on mine, the button is pretty stiff. But yeah, it does work. Again, same articulation, but you got some nice painting with her Let's Party bib on this front. Her pink pants. Yellow feet. Her beak does not come off though, so don't expect that. But, nice face painting. And my favorite of the main three, which is Bonnie, who has a tail this time that for some reason comes out. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, the tail can come out if you don't want him with a tail. Here's his jump scare. Painting is pretty good, just like on all of them. Red bow tie, red cheeks, pretty derpy face. Got the long ears on the top. Those don't move at all. Oh, I almost forgot. None of the heads actually move because they're attached to the gimmick. So you won't have any head articulation. Same leg articulation though. All of them. Again, these aren't really meant for posing like I guess Funkos were. I don't know, I've only had like a few Funko figures. But yeah, these are really just gimmick toys. But they're nice for display since they actually do look nice. Anyway, on to my favorite being Mangle, who, when she's in the box, she comes in pieces. So you have to put her together, and you can basically put her together in any way you want. But right now I got her in like the basic I guess, build from the game. Arm on the back, 2 heads on the side, hand on the top of the neck. This nub, you know. This one is probably the best articulated because it's all ball joints. You know, you can basically move the heads wherever you want. She also does have the jump scare gimmick on both heads. Yeah. You know, painting is also nice. I don't think she has any nails painted in, but she does have the, you know, painted face, the lipstick, cheeks, and one eye and one black eye on each. Endo head's also painted pretty well. Got wires hanging out of the sides. You know, she's just got way better articulation than all the others. Some joints, though, look like they could be articulated, but they're not. Like, it's only like these pieces that are attached to the ball joints that are articulated, and the elbows on the knees. The elbows on this arm and the knees on this. But this one isn't articulated and the necks aren't articulated. So yeah, it's still limited, but it's better than like the other figures in my opinion. But this just visually looks nicer. I don't know, I've always liked Mangle's design. I always thought she was one of the scariest looking animatronics in the series just because of how messed up she looks. Anyway, this has been Dreadwin. This is the look at the very first wave of Jazwares Five Nights at Freddy's figures. They're not terrible or anything. They're pretty good for collecting, but I wouldn't expect like high quality articulation or much of anything really. I guess think of them more as fidget toys, but with articulation, like action or something like that. The Mangle is probably the best out of all of them. If you had to get one, I would get her. But, you know, I would also get all of them if you can't afford it. They're all $9 a piece, so together the entire wave is just $40. So, yeah, most people could probably afford them. But if you had to get one, just get Mangle. She's the best. And she doesn't really have the intrusive gimmicks. Anyway, this has been Dreadwin. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm out of here.